Day One is a journaling app available on iOS, macOS, and Android devices. But real quick, before we get into it, how often do you go back and visit old journal entries? Probably not frequently, right? In fact, most people, myself included, find it difficult to journal in the first place because we're either too busy, it takes too much effort, or we're just not quite sure how to get into it. Day One solves all of these problems in a snap. It's a journal you actually go back and revisit. The app is elegantly designed, fun and easy to use, and technically, it's very impressive, packed with a wide array of useful features. The app has actually been around since 2011. I personally have been using it for 6 years, and in this video, I'll be sharing my experience with it and my overall impressions of using the app. Day One takes journaling to the next level with the ability to seamlessly add photos, videos, and audio to every single entry. This makes journaling really fun and interactive. Many of my entries are actually pictures with a caption summarizing my thoughts and feelings. There's automatic Geo Tagging of every entry with the location, date, time, and even the weather of where the entry was made. This means you can make a fairly detailed entry in a matter of seconds. In fact, the app is deliberately designed to encourage you to add photos and audio right from the homepage due to the presence of large indicator icons immediately after you open the app. Day One is elegantly designed and features a beautiful interface that's incredibly easy to use. In fact, it's the previous winner of the Apple Design Award and the Mac App of the Year because of its stunning design. The default look is this sky blue and white color scheme that's quite easy on the eyes. It also looks good in dark mode with the muted gray color scheme. Journals can be viewed in a conventional timeline style, but there are 3 additional ways you can visualize your journal. The first, and my personal favorite, is the gallery view. Here, your journal can be visualized in a grid of pictures, much like the Google or Apple Photos apps. The second way to visualize a journal is through a map, which shows the number of entries you've made in regions all around the country or all around the world. Travelers would really love this one. The third view is through a calendar, which shows the days you have made entries by highlighting those dates in blue. I personally don't use this view very much, but for those keen on maintaining a consistent journaling practice, this might be useful. Which brings me to by far my favorite feature of Day One, On This Day. This is a simple feature that takes you back to entries you've made on that specific day in years past. It can be easily accessed through a daily notification that appears on the top of your timeline within the app. It could also be accessed directly through your home screen through the Day One widget. Looking back at a memory or event in your life and seeing the photos, location, time really enhances the journaling experience. For longtime users with a ton of entries, this becomes something you look forward to each and every day. I mentioned that Day One is technically impressive. What I meant by that is there are no hiccups with sync-in, organization, or media management. Users of the app have the ability to maintain multiple journals with unlimited entries, which sync seamlessly between devices. I have over 800 entries and I've never had any issues. A great way to manage entries within and between journals is through the use of hashtags. This makes the ability to search, group, and sort entries relatively easy and quick. And since we journal to document our private thoughts and feelings, a good journaling app must be kept private and incredibly secure. And Day One checks this box with its end-to-end encryption, as well as the ability to secure the app using Face ID, Touch ID, or password protection. The app has a ton of other useful features, so here's a rapid-fire summary of the highlights. Day One supports the ability to export all of your entries to a PDF file. Users of Day One can print high-quality books containing all of their entries directly through the app. All data is backed up on the cloud, which not only saves a ton of space on your phone, but makes transition into a new device much easier. There is a gallery of writing templates that can help or inspire you to journal. Day One users can customize text, themes, and fonts. Users can make hand sketches, though this feature is still rough around the edges. But even with all of these features, Day One never becomes overwhelming and remains fun and easy to use. So I've tried a variety of journaling apps, and I've found none better than Day One, but it still has a few drawbacks. First is its price. With an annual subscription fee of $35, it's definitely a premium app. Now the basic version is free, but is very limited in its functionality and can only be used on one device. Outside of the price, another risk of this subscription model is that you're kinda locked in. This is especially dangerous in a journaling app, which contains so much meaningful information. So here's my take on the cost. If you're looking for an app for bare bones journaling, something that you can use to quickly jot down your thoughts, maybe add a few photos, I would go with something not subscription based. 5-minute journal is a good option if you fall into this group. But if you're looking for something to capture your life story in a fun and vivid way, I would 100% recommend Day One. It's simply one of the best apps out there, at least for iOS. Which brings me to another issue that might be a hindrance for some, the limited Android version. I'm sure this will change with time, but the Android version lacks some of the core features available on iOS. So if you're not in the Apple ecosystem, I would consider Journey over Day One. Of all the competing journaling apps, Journey is definitely the closest. It has nearly all of the features as Day One and works really well cross-platform. As of the time of this video, Day One also has no Windows app, though it has an app on macOS, which gives Windows and Android users more reason to consider Journey. Although, when compared apples to apples, Day One takes a slight edge because of its phenomenal design. It's more polished and nails its features like none other. Overall, this app is a must-have for Apple users. Sounds weird, but Day One actually makes you appreciate life more. It's a fun and easy way to capture your life's journey in a medium that encourages you to revisit and share memories. Memories you will fondly look back on years and decades from now. It's easily my favorite app and the most used app on my iPhone, outside of messages and a timer app that I use for work. Before Day One, I kept a journal, but I found that I hardly ever used it. But now I journal almost every day, and it's awesome. Day One is pricey, but it's worth it.